Hello, hello, hello. Nudelberg Daily Huddle. We're back. It's a Tuesday. It's freezing in South Florida for all the South Floridians out there. They got their parkas and their boots because it is cold down here.
Wait. Freezing is not.
I talked to Ty this morning. It's 29 degrees in Tallahassee, so it's actually freezing up there.
Cold. That's cold.
But it is down in the 40s here this morning. It's cold.
I went to the gym. I took a picture in the car. It registered a 48 on the way to my workout this morning at 5 o'clock. It was like, all right, that was pretty cool. But I still wearing shorts. I mean, it's still fine.
I think I can tell you somebody who's definitely not cold though, and that would be Bob and Donna Goldfarb. Correct?
They are definitely not cold. They are celebrating the best way that I know how. Bang!
Look at them. First of all, it looks absolutely beautiful where they are. Bob's got a great tan. Donna looks fantastic. And they're rocking their Nudelberg Daily Huddle shirts while they're celebrating. It's their anniversary, correct? That they're celebrating?
Their anniversary. So here's what's interesting is that I know Bob 35 years. I mean, people don't realize that. Like, I don't only know him as the guy that does my blazers. Right. Because, that's the only place to get a Goldfarb. The reality is I know him from back in the phone days. He was a friend, a client. We followed each other's careers. So it's been spectacular. And how about wearing the swag, when you go away, man?
Committed to the huddle. They're watching it still while they're enjoying their time together. It looks beautiful where they are. Thank you, Donna and Bob, for shouting us out, for representing the huddle, and just awesome stuff. And it was great to see that yesterday.
I saw Howie craw in the gym this morning. So I went at 5:30. He went at 6:30. Took a picture of me, him, and Pete. And I'm going to post it and say, 3 bald guys walk into a bar.
Speaking of bald guys, did you happen to see The Rock on the Manning cast last night during Monday Night Football?
Not only did I see him, I saw him with a frozen bottle of Terramana.
Well, there's never an opportunity that the man misses to push his Terramana brand, right? Like anytime he gets an opportunity to show people it, he's in it. But really, look, The Rock is great, and The Rock is super motivational, and he's always, pumping people up. And so the Rams or the Cardinals were in like a really poor situation. They were on their own 1-yard line. Their back was against the end zone, and The Rock launches into this motivational speech about when your back is against the wall, this is when you really got to answer and you got to do something great. And as he's saying it, the quarterback for Arizona throws a pick 6, and it was like the ultimate deflating moment. And the Mannings were like, yeah, I don't think that was what you're talking about.
So that's when he hit the bottle. He goes, no, good time to hit the bottle.
I saw a funny meme or whatever on Twitter. They said, and it said, the headline was Joe Judge right now, and then it showed like a wink.
Yeah, it should have sneaked it from the one.
Unbelievable. It is cool to see The Rock in real time. You see him in so many other settings, but that was
not produced.
And if you follow him, he has cheat days. He shows you eating and drinking, and he is very mortal. I like that.
The man lives routine. I mean, he eats, sleeps, and breathes the routine. He doesn't sacrifice the gym, doesn't sacrifice his diet, but he has his days where he goes on his cheats and he puts some incredible meals together. But thought that was funny and thought that was worth sharing. Let's get to some wake-up music, then we'll come back. We'll talk about some more content.
Wake up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Wake up! Come on! Come on! Wake up, everybody! Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody! No more sleeping in there. No more back to thinking, time of thinking ahead. Come on now.
All right.
I want to say good morning to Kitty McGowan because that definitely goes on the all-name list Like,
so Kitty's cool. I know Kitty for many, many years. She's famous in the boating world. Good to see. She's been here a lot. And
just saw the name this morning. Was like, that's an all name list. We haven't really shouted that out as a name that everybody.
Yeah,
should
we
know.
saw her, I think, at one of the SFBW events. We saw her just before the end of the year. But good stuff. Welcome, everybody.
Great stuff.
Tuesday.
So it's Tuesday, and it's in the national days of the world. It's National Thesaurus Day, which gotta love the Thesaurus Day, because obviously we talk about all the time. Words matter, right? Your vocabulary is something that can separate you in conversation, make you stand out. But the reason it's really appropriate to talk about today is this phenomenon that is taking the world by storm, which is Wordle. And I would love for the people in the comments to comment whether or not you've seen Wordle, whether or not you know what Wordle is, whether or not you're playing Wordle. But you had an experience with it on Sunday. Share with me your experience, or yesterday. Share me your experience of Wordle.
Well, Jake comes down and he goes, "Dad, have you played Wordle yet?" I go, "No." He goes, "All right, you got to play with me." And he sets it up. I go to the site and we set it up, and he leaves me with the rules. And I'm going, dude, it's a hard game, man. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to turn. There's no clues. There's no nothing. It's just like, you're alone. Give me a 5-letter word. I was like, okay. Well, I got through the first exercise, not fast, mind you. And then I guess it comes out once a day. So
they give a word a day. So for those of you that have never played it or are not playing it and want to know about it, they give you one word a day, and you go to the website and you get 6 opportunities to guess what the word is. Now you have to guess at random what the first 5-letter word is, because whatever you guess, it'll tell you with the color of the letters on whether or not the letter is in the word, whether it's in the right place, and whether it's not in the word at all. So if it's green, it's in the word and in the right place. If it's yellow, it's in the word but not in the right place. And if it's gray, it's not in the word. So you start deducting all of the possibilities from what the letters are. We played it on Sunday. Gabby and I played it together. We got it in 3 tries, which I was pretty proud of. The word was solar. And it's interesting. It's fun, but there's no way I'm sticking with it.
How can it be solar? That's not 5 letters.
SOLAR.
Yes, it is. You already lost.
This is why you're not good at this game.
I was struggling to come up with names, 5-letter words yesterday. You wouldn't even believe it, man. It was,
so it's definitely.
So here's the thing: it's mental trapeze.
Right.
It's connecting it's firing those neurons. It got me fired up for the rest of the day. It really, I could almost feel the supercharge. So it did work. It did do what it's supposed to do. But I got to be honest with you, it was a pain in the ass.
So for those of you who haven't heard of it, aren't playing it, you're not the only ones. According to the Wall Street Journal, 90 people played Wordle on November 1st of last year. By January 7th of this year, the game had 1.8 million players. So they went from 90 to 1.8 in a matter of 60 days. And then in the last 2 weeks, it's jumped from 1.8 to 2.7. So almost a full million more people have started to play it. But there is some science behind this. There is some, data behind it that says just the act of playing a game can pause everything else going on in your head. Something small like this, a 2 to 5 minute distraction, can break those ruminating thoughts that can cause anxiety and depression and create a better emotional well-being by playing the game. I'm a gamer. I grew up with games. I grew up with the Nintendo. Tecmo Bowl was like my jam. I was playing football Tecmo Bowl from the time that I was 7 years old until they came out with the new football game. I've always had games. I appreciate a little game break, but I would assume that you do not.
No. Helen's a big game, but she does it not through tech. Oh, yeah, she does. She does it through her phone. Yeah. So, it definitely increases your vocabulary. It definitely makes you sharper. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But, you know, what I like about this game is that it's limited to 6 tries and then it's over. It's done for the day. So it's not like all day long you're going back to it. These games that keep people coming back are a distraction. This is not a distraction. This is a light my fire.
Exercise, right? Isn't it an exercise? It's a mental exercise.
Right, baby. Come on, baby. Light my fire. Bang. Get it or not. But you got, you know, motivated, stimulated. So I think it definitely works. And boy, you know, all of the millions of people that are watching the Huddle today will now do it.
So I love that Nathan Harkey knows exactly what I'm talking about with Tecmo Bowl, the Chicago Bears. Like the unlock was if you played with the Giants, Lawrence Taylor was unblockable. Didn't matter. You just play with the Giants. You were guaranteed to get a sack every play because the game just ruled out that anybody could block Lawrence Taylor. So I love there's some shout outs there. Let's go to some morning motivational music, and then we're going to come back.
Wait. This is why I love Ed Dykes. First of all, I had my coaching call with him yesterday. He's just such a treat. I really, really look forward to our times. But we talk about old versus young, you coaching Jesse, me coaching him. Steve, you and I did tic-tac-toe.
That's right.
We just ran out of paper.
Different games. Checkers, right.
Or Hangman. We played Hangman.
Great game. Great game. Love a good Hangman session. Like always up to get everybody on the whiteboard. Like I'm always
way to go.
Awesome. So find yourself a game, make yourself feel good, do something to work your brain, get a little bit of those neurons firing. We're going to go to some morning motivational music. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about some great content that's happening about being a parent, dreaming, and how our emotions and our thoughts affect our perspective.
Okay. All right. Okay. Return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up. First shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking. And this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway. And we did it all way. Chrome music. I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back question. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Here we go back, this is the moment. Tonight is the night, we'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go back, this is the moment. Tonight is the night, we'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Wow. That's one of those songs that you just have to move to.
Yeah.
Get into your content. Got a couple of shout outs. Randy Ostrow, just, you know, a big fan of the Huddle right from the start. I get a package.
Yeah, you got him.
This is the last of my word. So I got Paradise 2022 in my tile, which is my card. So thank you. Those are cool to give out. I appreciate it. Shout out to Xenia Gallagher, who this is what this platform is about. She sent us an introduction. She just said, here's somebody else in the market that you should meet. And, you know, it happens at scale. We don't really talk about it. It's great. And then final shout out, Rick Whalen is here, our Aflac dude. So
good to have you in the house.
I know he's traveling a lot. So we finally grabbed him. Welcome aboard. Good morning, everybody.
So we're going to start with some feel-good content because we're going to talk about the Kelce family in the football world. But for those of you who don't know, there are brothers in the NFL, Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce. Jason plays for the Eagles. Travis plays for the Chiefs. Their mom actually had an unbelievable Sunday because both of her boys were playing. And then there was a great post-game moment because it was Travis Kelce's first playoff touchdown in a game in a playoff game this weekend. So show me the post-game interview with Travis's mom and Travis.
We'll go first to Donna Kelsey.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, it's your mom.
What's up, Mom? I'm glad you made it.
Now, yeah, I know. I actually made it at a disappointing Tampa game. This was an elation to see you get a touchdown in a playoff game. I mean, oh my gosh, how good did that feel? How good did that feel after all these years?
Oh, man. To finally throw a touchdown, like I used to tell my mom when I was like 5 years old, I was going to eventually throw a touchdown in the National Football League. I finally got it done. It only took me 9 years. That's a good question, though, Mom.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's so fun, and that's what makes sports so great because you can be depressed in the morning and elated in the evening. So
there you go. Glad I could put a smile on your face. Love you, Mom.
You too. Love you too.
Oh,
that is a great mom moment. You have to comment about his jacket. Is he like auditioning for SpongeBob or
his style is out there? And so they're from Cincinnati. They're a great family. I've had the opportunity to spend time with them because they came back and did so much for the University of Cincinnati while I was there. But super cool that she was in Tampa watching the Eagles play Tampa Bay. The Eagles unfortunately lost, and we're going to talk about Jason Kelce for a minute. But then she hopped right on a plane and went from Tampa to Kansas City to get to see her younger son play. And it's just a great moment. And then he gets his touchdown, feel-good moments everywhere. It's really fantastic. But there's a phenomenal video of Jason Kelce speaking to the Philadelphia Eagles and the entire team about his journey through high school football, college football, and the NFL. I want to show this video because then I want to talk about how what you feel affects what you think, and then what you think affects what you do.
At high school, nobody gave me a scholarship offer, and I was like at a weird place in my life where I didn't know what the to do. But I decided to ask my parents if I could walk on. I didn't want to play at a smaller school. I wanted to try and play Division I football. So I think I'm good enough to do that. I'm going to go do that. And they said, we'll make it work. So I went to an in-state college, cheaper tuition, Cincinnati. And then again, they told me I wasn't good enough. So I got drafted, but everyone said I was too small. I didn't have what it takes. I earned the starting spot my first year. Again, 2016. Everybody in the city is ready to trade. They'll trade me for a washing machine. They didn't want my ass here anymore. They thought I was done. The only person who wanted me, for the most part, was Jeff Stoutland. And I'll never forget that. We are all so much better than you fucking realize. The human mind is fucking incredible. The human body, passion, will is so fucking powerful. Everyone here is here for a fucking reason. All of you have talent. All of you have value to this organization. And I've seen this grow. When we play our game, nobody can with us. I promise you. It ain't about them, it's about us. We play up to our potential. Each and every one of us together. Nobody can beat us, I promise you. I promise you. So go out there and play every play, locked in. Just focus, persistence. Don't matter what happened the last play. Don't matter what happened, good or bad. I don't care if you said a 99-yard touchdown. We line it up, do it again. What's my job? Where am I at? Who am I working with? Who do I need to talk to? If we just focus on that, every single one of us, I promise you we will whoop the out of anybody we play.
So a lot to unpack here for Jason.
Well, what reminds me is, something that Jesse Itzler says all the time, we under-index ourselves often.
Yep.
We never give ourselves the credit of what's possible. And when you hear real-time stories that he dealt with fear and doubt, the whole world was looking at him, said, you can't do it. You're too small.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Not like in high school, they said you can't do it.
Okay.
In college, they said you can't do it. Then he gets drafted. He has to earn the starting spot. And after the first year, they say, no. We got to trade this guy. We got to get him out of here. There's one person in the organization who happened to be his offensive line coach that believed in him. But you can understand that it really didn't matter the circumstances that were around him. He wasn't going to let circumstances dictate what he thought or the way he went about going to work. And that's what led to his success. The guy's been a Pro Bowler. The guy's an All-Pro. Like, it's unbelievable the success he's had, that he's legitimately built for himself. But he doesn't focus on anything other than, what am I supposed to do right now?
So he says, we could beat anybody. It's about us,
right?
Not about them. And I think that's what happens is most people focus on them and what they do and what they're going to try and do to us and what they're capable of. That's not a winning strategy. Every single one of us deals with that fear and doubt. No matter what sales job you're in, that shit creeps in, and you have to be mentally exercising yourself. Go back to Wordle, because that's all of the stuff that says, I'm going to push that shit out. You get the neurons firing. You open up those, that pathway to good shit, and so
it's just you don't let the external. Yeah.
Joe Mulling said, that's a guy I want in my bunker.
Right.
I want to play with a guy like that.
Who you're in the foxhole with?
Who's in the foxhole?
But so the point I really want to make here is that you can't allow the external to affect the internal thought process, because as soon as you allow the internal dialogue to change in your head, it creates an emotional reaction for you. And then as soon as that emotional reaction happens, your body has a physical reaction to it. So you allow this internal dialogue to become emotional, which then becomes physical, which then gets actualized externally outside of you, around you in your environment, and you actually create the things that happen to you. So it all comes back to the fact that you have to set a fortress around your brain, and you have to be strong enough with that dialogue of saying, I don't care what other people think. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm willing to then go do the things I know that I'm capable of, regardless of result. It's not about the result. It's about living up to the potential that you know you have, which that's what it's about. And it all starts in the head before it goes anywhere else.
So when you talked about exercises, I every morning get up. There's a steady diet of these videos on every channel you can go to. And this morning, I got to listen to Will Smith. I got to listen to Matthew McConaughey. I got to listen to Oprah, who are all saying, Matthew McConaughey says, listen, the bad shit's coming, man. Bring it on. He goes, but I'm going to be ready for you, because I'm not going to succumb to the enemy. I'm not going to do anything that compromises my soul. I almost fucking flew out of the shower. I was like, because it was like, wow, yeah, injection, positive feedback. Henry, you're right. It's all about will. What are you willing yourself to do? The word willing, most people are not willing to do what it takes. And so they live in misery going, I wish I will, but they're not willing to do what it takes. And when you do what it takes, it's just as intoxicating as any habit in the world. It's a good habit. It's good, positive. I come out flying. I'm ready. You listen to a video like that, I'll have that vision all day of this guy almost crying. This big mother is like coming to tears going, they couldn't beat me.
Right. That's really what it's about, is that they just couldn't beat him, and that his mental strength was stronger than any other circumstance that he was put in, which allowed him to have success. Unfortunately, they got beat by a better team, because not everybody plays with the will that he plays with, but that's why they play the game.
How about his mom? You want to talk about a proud parent?
Yeah.
What did she do to raise those two?
There you
Woo!
go. I mean, maybe that should be a guest for Who's Your Mama?
Yeah,
It's a great podcast.
Right. It just, you think about putting two at that level, the Manning family. You see, success leaves clues, people, man.
Amen. So exercise your brain, play a game, make sure you got some mental strength, control your thoughts because they become your emotions and your actions. Have a terrific Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get